She got the camera and tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness stands tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm glad you guys are still up. I said, let me go ahead on and talk to the other part of the world in regarding to this book by Miss Lansfair, Rashona Lansfair. Is a book about her experience with R.Kelly. Let me give you the title. Hold on a second. I want to get the right title for you guys. So you guys will know exactly what book I'm talking about. 1 second. Let me get the title. Hold on. It's on my other phone, and I don't have my phone in front of me. Hold on a second. Let's see. I spell her name wrong. It's Rashona Lansfair. Rashona Lansfair. This is her extended interview. I'm going to play it right now.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Feel present.
Mm-hmm. When I think about the amount of time that has passed based on how long you knew R.Kelly, I think so many people have wanted to hear from you for so long. How does it feel to not be Jane Doe anymore?
It feels very rewarding. It feels very liberating, which was a part of the reason why I wanted to write this book, because I really wanted to live in my true skin and my true self.
And your true self today is what?
My true self today is Rashona Lansfair. not Jane Doe, not Sean. It's who I am as a person, who I am as a mother, a friend, a daughter, a colleague, etc.
You dedicate this book to your dad, your son, and you say your inner self.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would you say this book is for?
This book is for every person who has gone through some sort of trauma or some sort of uncomfortable moment in their life where they blame themselves or ashamed or embarrassed to live in their true skin and just really took the faults of other people and, kind of hid behind that. So it was just really freeing for me. And I wanted to share my experience with people who have been in similar situations.
You obviously talk in this book about how it started. You don't start at the moment people start talking about you or knowing anything about who you are and who you're associated with. But you describe at length how it started. You mention your aunt, the artist Sparkle, who used to work with R.Kelly. I want to read some of it from, I think it was page 18. You say in the book, the next time we're at the studio, this is what you say Sparkle said. You say your aunt told you the next time we're at the studio, you should ask Robert to be your godfather. Aunt Sparkle explained that I should sit on his lap and rub his head while I asked him to be my godfather. This instruction seemed sort of weird since I hadn't sat on his lap before, but I didn't question it. When you think back, is that where it all begins?
Yeah.
Is that the start?
That is the start. That is the start of him entering into my life in a different way than just being an artist or hanging out at the studio. It became more personable at that moment.
Because you yourself were an artist. You were a part of a rap group. You had toured Europe. You'd been to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was your aunt, you said, that introduced the family to R.Kelly because he's this successful artist from Chicago. At this time, he's really starting to blow up. He left the group that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting, exhilarating, fun to be around him is kind of how you describe it in the beginning. I mean, this is a big superstar and you have access to him like, hey, I want to hang out in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, in the beginning, he's treating you like a normal, excited kid that wants to learn more about the business.
Correct.
So when do things turn? And I know you go into great detail,
mm-hmm.
the early stages and why this is so complicated, your mindset
mm-hmm.
at that time.
Well, during the time that I met him, I'm also a teenage girl who's going through puberty. And so some of the things that I was thinking or feeling were just normal expressions to, my maturity level at the time. And so it starts very innocent. It starts...
I got a question. I saw somebody's comment in here. Charlotte, you said a liar. Who's the liar? Her? You saying that she's a liar? I'm just trying to figure out who you're saying is a liar. She has never, ever spoke up about this. This is the first time she's really talking about it. She was in it for a while. I'm more inclined to believe her than majority of the people. I'm more inclined to believe her because she was there. She was a child.
Being mesmerized and, like you said, like admiring this person. And then, it kind of gets a little deeper or more complicated when that person is able to, see what you can't see, the way you're developing, your conversation, your personality traits. So it kind of became more complicated when he started analyzing me and, the things that I was going through and who I was becoming as a person. And again, I was excited and mesmerized to, be under his wing and to be a part of his habitat. So that's how things kind of unfolded.
So we know that things progress beyond looking out for you as almost like a goddaughter, and it turns into something more than that. I want to go and stay with your aunt Sparkle, who I've interviewed before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the first person to really sort of say, you need to go check over there. Something's not right.
Right.
I think
But she's the one who actually started the whole thing. How can we change? You know, the girl is doing this for money.
there's something going on that should not be going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, you describe
Yeah. Do you remember one of the things that changed my whole mindset was her interview when I went to Chicago and heard her interview? I felt her sincerity. I felt her telling her truth. That is when I changed my whole mindset, is when I heard her testimony on that stand. She wasn't telling a lie for anybody. She was telling her truth. She was telling her truth. But she told her truth. She was behind these grown people who was using her as a tool. I mean, they use her as a tool. I mean, the woman told the child to go sit on the man's lap and rub his head and all this kind of stuff. The aunt was the one started it. She's the one behind it. And I always said that the family needs to be held responsible. Sparkle, her mama, her daddy, they need to be held responsible. I always said that. When I heard her testimony on that stand and I heard the stuff that she said that her aunt told her to do, I was floored.
social services coming to your home to do a welfare check, and your parents are shocked. They think perhaps maybe she's just jealous because she's no longer associated with R.Kelly.
No, we know what happened in the book. We just listened to what the aunt got mad because Rashona told on her. She told that she was dating that guy Huff, Steve Huff. She told R.Kelly that Sparkle was dating Steve Huff, and Steve and Robert and Sparkle got into a big old argument about it, and he kicked her to the curb. That's what made her mad and go tell. But she's the one who initiated the whole thing with this child with this man. Period. I mean, Rashona don't want to tell the facts, but it's right there in the pudding. It's all in her book. We listening to it.
And then obviously 2001, 2002, we're talking about the tape. But why don't you think anyone believed your Aunt Sparkle when she first raised a red flag about a possible inappropriate relationship?
But she's the one who initiated that inappropriate relationship. The Aunt Sparkle did. Aunt Sparkle did. You gonna tell this child to go sit on a grown man's lap, rub his head and all that. Come on.
I don't think they believed her because there were no obvious signs of what was actually taking place. It was more coming from her end, maybe looking like a motive from, like you said, not being around him. Those kind of questions or
Baptist boy, I agree with you. Exactly. They use the child as a pawn for him. Because you heard them in the family meeting in the book. The family meeting, you heard what the uncle said. You heard what they were plotting. They were plotting. They knew his weakness and they fed his weakness. Period. They used that child. And I'm not standing down for that. No, it's in the book. We've just played it. We're listening to the book right now. I'm doing a reaction to the book. We heard it. We heard it. We heard what these people did. They utilized this child. They can't do that. She was 11 and 12 and 13. They utilize her. They need to be in that RICO too. The mama, the daddy, the uncle, what's it, Sparkle, all of them. Just like the Clarys, exactly. They all they use these children. They knew the man's appetite. And what they do, they feed the appetite. You don't take a drunken to a liquor store. You're going to tell the child to sit on this man's lap, rub his head, and ask him to be your guard daddy. Come on now. They wrong for that. They're wrong for that. And this child's the one suffer. Her name is the one been scandalized. Man, I'm pissed. All right.
Concerns didn't happen until she was no longer a part of, his camp or the things that were taking place, her as an artist. That's when those questions started to raise.
Thank you. Tell her. She didn't say nothing until he kicked her to the curb. But meanwhile, you were putting that child in harm's way in the beginning. No. Gertrude, you got to listen to the book. You got to listen to the book. You got to listen to the book. You'll see what I'm talking about. You got to go get the book. Get the book, then you understand what I'm talking about. Until you get the book, then don't mention it. She did it. She got pissed off. Yes, she told them, why would you tell your niece to sit on a grown man lap, rub his head, and tell him to be your godfather? Come on. You don't tell your niece that. You wouldn't tell your niece to sit on some grown man lap, a stranger. Come on. You wouldn't do that. I thought Sparkle, the aunt, didn't know. She is the one who came out and told the world. Go listen to the book. We just played it in membership. Go listen. You'll hear it. We talk about it.
Part of, his camp or the things that were taking place, her as an artist. That's when those questions and those kind of questions or concerns didn't happen until she was no longer a part of.
Did you hear? She never said anything until she was no longer part of R.Kelly's music thing. That's when Sparkle said something. Rashonna's telling her truth.
Taking place, it was more coming from her end, maybe looking like a motive from, like you said, not being around him. And those kind of questions, concerns didn't happen until she was no longer a part of, his camp or the things that were taking place, her as an artist. That's when those questions started to raise.
Chapter 7, you call it stress fractures. And you say it was a couple of weeks before your 17th birthday. You say, Robert told me the copies of one of the sex tapes of 14-year-old me were beginning to be sold on the streets of Chicago and across the country. Your reaction to that when you think about hearing those words from R.Kelly, that this tape is out there and you were 14 years old?
I was empty. I was very hollow inside. I was very confused. Didn't know what to expect. And I was embarrassed.
I want to read part of that in terms of just sort of what you were feeling at that time, because at some point, the remedy for this.
We're on chapter 10, Gertrude. Chapter 10. We're on chapter 10. She told a lot.
According to, you refer to him as Robert in the book, is that he wants to tell your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, Robert told me how he would tell my parents the truth about us. My mom and I were in one room and my dad and Robert were in another. You go on to say some other things, but eventually you get to this part. After a while, Dad came storming out of the room, crying hysterically and cursing, saying to R.Kelly, you're sick. I can't rock with you. I can't help you. You need to get help. He yelled at Robert, who followed us into the elevator and was on his knees crying. Man, I'm sorry. I just love her. So the turning point from innocent goddaughter running around just trying to learn the music industry to something more like you're trying to make sense of why he's calling you and saying,
But look, they allowed her to move in with him when she was 17 years old. That was in court. They allowed her to move in. Her parents allowed her to move in with him when she was 17. He lived with her. She lived with them, him and his wife.
you know, what are you wearing? This type of thing. To now you're confronted with something that's out there and he's saying the solution is just tell them. I know it looks crazy, but I believe you're my angel, as you refer to in the book. And your dad initially is upset. He's crying. He's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. Why wasn't that the moment when you look back where you were not allowed to see R.Kelly anymore, be around him? Take us to why it was so complicated for you and your family and what you said to your parents.
It was very complicated. My dad wanted to make the right decision, and he was not okay with anything that took place. I was more under Robert's brainwash. I was more under his spell, and he utilized me against my parents, making threats of suicide and doing different things out of desperation to convince them to not turn on him. And because I had been groomed for so long to carry out this mission and also not want that girl on the videotape to be myself, I thought in my little mind that maybe that was the best approach. We felt more protected and had more resources and help through him than taking matters into our own hands with the celebrity and the industry and not wanting to be the people to end R.Kelly and deal with hatred and many things. So, I mean, I'm not here to sugarcoat any shortcomings of my parents or myself, but at the time.
Shortcoming of your parents? No, it was opportunity. It was opportunity for them.
That's what made us feel the safest.
You felt as though R.Kelly was holding all of the cards, had all of the power.
No, the family had something to do with it. They had a family meeting. Lord Jesus. They all need to be at the RICO. They part of the RICO.
He did.
How did you make peace with your parents later? Because that's also something, I mean, even at the beginning of this interview, speaking of dedicating the book to him, and my condolences, because I know he passed away in 2021. But how were you able at this age to make peace with everything that's happened and your parents' involvement?
When you become a parent, you have a different way of thinking. But I also look at the other women and the other survivors and the other, people who, he dealt with, who lost total communication with their parents and their families and literally lived everything that he made them think or everything that they made him feel.
Yeah.
So in a sense of why it might be presented to look a certain way, my parents actually saved me. They're the reason why I'm sitting here today, because if it had not been for them, if I lost complete communication with them and I was literally living his dreams, his brain, his way of thinking, I don't know where I would be. Mentally, physically, or emotionally.
Yeah, she's protecting her parents.
When the trial started and the questions from federal investigators are coming, when you look back again, so much of this is people being able to try and understand it through your lens. You're living it. You're the only one with this story. Why not tell the truth in 2002 or 2008 when there was finally a trial after 6 years?
That's one of my biggest regrets, not telling the truth. But again, when I have been trained and groomed since I was age 13, I started believing the lies that I was telling. It was very foggy and unclear on what I really felt versus what was right or what was wrong. And even in moments where I despised Robert, I still lied for him.
When I look back at that trial, even this idea that people who were not part of the jury were able to see some of that video.
Mhm.
And the jokes that came from the video, because we're talking about seeing a person at the time, not knowing who it is for sure, being urinated on and talked about. Do you look at even the justice system as not protecting you to some extent? I mean, thinking about that video being played before a gallery of everyday citizens.
I definitely think things could have been handled differently. I'm happy I wasn't there to witness everyone
We heard it.
watching that.
We heard it.
You know, to the world imagery, I was not made to be a victim. I was.
Well, they didn't show it to us. They showed it to the jurors, but we heard the words that were being said. We heard her performance with him. We were in court. We heard it.
Was a mockery. And that was very difficult to digest. It was very disheartening to know that my body was just being displayed and tossed around. And, you know, when I look back on it, I wish things could have been done differently, but those are all of the things that I had to internalize.
How were you able to sit through the trial in the parking lot? Because I think to know that you were so close to the trial that could have put R.Kelly away back then, and listen to his instruction. Don't watch television.
Mhm.
Don't read the paper. I mean, this wasn't the same, you know, social media wasn't a thing in 2008 the
Right.
way that it is now. But take us back to, and I know you're going to get a lot of these types of questions because most of this book is based on the past and how you've been able to come out of it. But take us back to what it was like being in a van and knowing that just a few hundred feet away, his life was on the line.
Yep, she was right there. That first trial, they said she was inside the van, waiting in the van while they did the trial. Yeah, her parents did say it wasn't her back in 2008. Yep, they did. She said it wasn't her, and the parents said it wasn't her. Yep, they both say it wasn't her. They even told the CPS when those people came to Child Protective Services. They told them no, it wasn't her. Also, there was nothing going on.
That was very scary. I didn't understand why he wanted me there, why he made those choices, but I just went with the program. It was very difficult because I would also be paranoid. Like, what if somebody raids the bus, or what if, you know, the wrong person walks on here? But I don't know if he did it for comfort, of not wanting, you know, of being afraid of me just having the freedom to just walk out if I wanted to.
Mhm.
But he kept me very close in that way.
What was your reaction to that 2008 not guilty verdict? You talk about it in the book, but tell us how you were really feeling at that time.
I felt happy for him. I didn't want to see his career end. I didn't want to see him taken from his family. I thought things were going to change for him, for us. I thought things would just get a lot better. I thought this was our freedom to just be family, and to, you know, all of the different traumas and me having to hide and disguise myself and be lonely and away from my family. I thought that was closure to all of the negative things that he kind of made me feel like had to happen during this case that lasted for so many years.
And at this point, too, you're in your 20s.
Right.
So you're thinking, yeah, this stuff happened, but, you know, this is our chance to reset.
Right.
But what actually happened?
Things got worse. And then I started realizing that I had been used and utilized for a purpose, that I was a placeholder, that I was here to make sure Robert didn't go to jail. not because he loved me, not because he was my protector or because I was his angel. My purpose was done. He was finished.
And you talk about moving out and starting your own, going on vacation, really getting a taste of what it is to be independent. But even though you left R. Kelly, you left the home, you never quite left his orbit. Explain.
That was definitely me operating out of cognitive dissonance. It was more so like I knew things were wrong. I knew everything that I went through, but this is all I've known for the majority of my life. This is the behavior that was my normal and that I felt like was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of afraid to operate outside of him. I didn't know what to do. I had to literally learn myself from a 12-year-old girl up into who I was to today.
Yeah. And that was hard to
It was very difficult.
January 3rd, 2019, Surviving R. Kelly airs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see all six? It's a 6-part series. Did you see all of it?
I don't know if I saw.
This is when she sent him that message. That's when she sent him the message. Are you okay? And then she says, answer me. And he never answered her. And so she says basically she's gonna do what she has to do. That's when she broke off. That's when because she saw R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly. She sent him a message. He ignored her message. He never responded to her. And so she got pissed off. And look, she's like, I got to do what I got to do for myself.
All of it, but I saw enough.
And you thought then?
That was the spirit of conviction came over me during that moment.
She was pissed. She was pissed with him because he would not respond to her. She says the spirit of conviction, no spirit of anger came off. And she was like, enough is enough. I kept your secret for 20-something years and you ignored me. So now I got to do what I got to do for myself. You said she changed her mind after her father died. I asked you, did she change her? She decided to share her truth. Because R. Kelly didn't. Yeah, she had asked for money too. She had asked money for her rent and stuff like that. So she kept his secret. She said, I'm the one who kept your secret. Y'all should have went to the trial. Being married. The wife was there too, Alvira. The wife was part of it as well. They were all part of it.
Because of that documentary, that docuseries.
Yes.
And when you say the spirit of conviction, what do you mean by that?
Somehow I felt responsible that he was able to hurt so many more people. During the time, I thought maybe these were just sexual fetishes that he had with me. Maybe this was just abuse.
But see, she's not telling the whole thing. She forgot she was part of keeping those women too. She was the one getting them, grooming them as well. She forgot about that part. They were part of that whole cult action. She forgot. She was the one that was, they said, the women that was there said that she was the one who's teaching them how to do certain things. She became part of that. She became a part of the grooming. She forgot about that part. I still don't want to tell my whole story so I can rely on. Okay, hold on.
I was going through. But when I saw that his behavior had gotten so much worse, and he was allowed to hurt so many people because I lied, that did not sit well with me as an adult, as a woman.
Is that
Rashona, you forgot the part about the wrench. He didn't give you that money. You forgot about that part. You was pissed with him. He left you hanging. You forgot that part. It's all in the court document.
That the moment you decided you were going to cooperate with federal investigators?
Yes, it was in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It was a breaking point for me, for sure.
I really want people to understand your perspective about how difficult this was and the psychological factor, because
She's forgetting a piece. You're forgetting a piece, young lady. You forget a. Just tell the whole thing like it is. You said, why would a child think about the wife? Is the real question. Well, she did mention about the wife, and she said she was jealous of his relationship with Sparkle and also with his wife. She did mention that in the book. Renette, she mentioned that. She mentioned it. She asked.
you know, you put it out there in the book because you want people to understand it. It's almost like you're talking to the reader at times when you say, now listen, I know you might think this, or even the way you've protected folks in the book. You don't really go in about things you clearly know. It's almost like you are saying, I want to stick to my story and I don't want to make judgment on other people for their decisions.
Yeah, that is right.
But you talk about this conflict of a back and forth, even with the text messages that the defense showed in court to say, well, wait a minute. They were texting like, hey, how's it going? Are you good? I'll call my mom. You know, she recently lost her mom. And
Yeah, I'm gonna do the transcript along with the book. I'm doing the transcript along the book. With my members in the back. This is gonna be a members only type of thing. Children have jealousy. I'm not debating the part, but why would she think about a wife in a manner of a wife as a child? Well, see, here's the thing, Renette. That's why you probably need to listen to the book, because then you'll understand where she was coming from. They were putting her in grown folks' conversation where she had no business knowing. Now, okay, why would Sparkle tell her to keep her vajayjay clean? I mean, she was only 11 years old and the aunt was telling her that kind of comment, you know? She was sharing with her how her relationship with different men was, having sexual relationship with a child. They were putting her in a grown person place. She was developing way beyond her age. It was the adult's fault. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Why would a grown woman have a conversation with an 11-year-old about keeping her vajayjay clean? I'm talking about clean, like, getting it waxed. 11-year-old? That's why you gotta read the book. Read the book, Renette. Listen to the book. You'll get a full understanding. It was the responsibility of those adults. Not bad. We're talking about waxing. Waxing, that is not a child's conversation, to make sure it's clean for the man to be able to, do certain things. That's what she said in the book. It ain't had nothing to do with keeping yourself clean as a child. No. But to be ready for you know what. That's what she told her. No, it's not. That's not a conversation. She was supposed to be R.Kelly, Andrea goddaughter. Yes. They had those conversations. You gotta listen to the book. Got to listen before you making a comment, you gotta listen to what she said. Her aunt is behind a lot of this stuff. She realized R. Kelly's appetite, what she wanted to do, feed it. The aunt. She is no innocent party in this, I'm telling you. She's the one who opened up the devil's door for this child. Child had no business in that spot. None.
you know, they're trying to create this image that you're fine. for people that don't understand
You're
what
not
that's
forming
like.
an opinion on a woman, but you're making comments about. I mean, that is facts. You don't have a conversation with an 11-year-old about keeping her JJ clean for a man. Then you don't have that conversation for a child. You don't ask that. You don't do that. That is not something you do as an adult for an 11-year-old. I asked the question. She's not. Okay, what are y'all talking about? I'm not forming any opinion on another essay story. I have my own. She's supposed to be R.Kelly's. Hold on. I'm surprised at the dad. David would have been doing life about me. I said I'm not forming an opinion on the victim, being a victim myself. Oh, I'm not. We're not talking about the victim. I'm talking about Sparkles. That's who I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the child. I'm talking about Sparkles. What she did was out of order. That's who I'm talking about. She used that child for her benefit. I am not talking about Rashona is not the problem. Sparkle was for me. No, you talking about I'm talking about Sparkles. Didn't I just say the child having a child to clean her vagina? That's who I was talking about. Not once did I say anything about Rashona. I'm talking about Sparkles. I'm talking about the people that are supposed to be her Sylvia, she's asking questions. No. I was talking about Sparkles. See, we're talking about two different things. I'm talking about Sparkles. Okay, bye.
To be you and in that position, help folks understand this, you say the cognitive dissonance, but also this back and forth dance of trying to tell yourself, I'm good, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's why we're cool. Almost like you almost have to have that power too to say, you don't have power over me because see, look, we're good. You can text me and I'll text you back.
That is very true. What I will say about that is not everything about Robert was terrible, even though it was that way most of the time. Not everything about him. This was a person that I did feel like I loved and I grew into loving, and he was family in some areas. Not everything about him was terrible. The moments were, though, very frequently, but it was just a battle of me convincing myself, like, I made it out. I'm good now. I can be cool with him. I can see him with other women. I tried to maintain whatever friendship. I still loved his children. And, honestly, I cared about his well-being, even outside of just, like everything that was happening. So it was a battle internally for me to fully, let go of somebody that I had been groomed into fully being dependent upon.
In March of that same year, so shortly after the R.Kelly docuseries comes out on Lifetime, Gayle King sat down with him and the two women that he was in a relationship with at the time. Did you happen to see that?
I did.
When you saw him react in the way that he did about this, you're trying to take my life. And, I thought about playing that for you, but I don't even want you to have to see him because I think it's not necessary. But when you saw that version of him, as you talk about, wasn't like this all the time, but did you feel for him or did you think he's going down and he's scared?
Well, first I thought it was very Broadway of him to act like that. That was very normal for him to have that type of response. And when I heard those girls speak, I knew exactly who was talking through them. I knew exactly what mission they had, the convincing, the firmness, everything that I had been trained and groomed to do. I read right in between that. And in that moment, I did not feel sorry for him at all. I felt like you still don't get it. You're still convincing yourself of all the lies that you are, bleeding into everyone else. And I knew exactly what took place was getting ready to happen. And he was very scared. He knew it too.
As you sit here today, do you feel like you are completely healed?
No, I'm a work in progress. I have a long road ahead of me, but I can look back and I know exactly where I come from. And I can see the stars now.
I wanted you to, if you would, read something that I think would be best if we heard it from you. And this is the grace note.
Mm-hmm.
I highlighted this section because, I'm not going to make you read all 3 or 4 pages.
Okay.
But I think it would be important to hear this in your own words.
Yes.
And the last part,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dear beautiful soul, it's you. It's always been you. You were the girl with saucers for eyes, and the world was a buffet spread out in front of you. You were the girl who spit rhymes and played basketball with all you had. You loved your parents and especially your baby brother. You loved going to church. You were a friend. Rashona Lansfair, don't believe yourself not to be good enough. There is no yardstick for good enough. You were a girl, perfectly imperfect human being. You could not have lived your life in reverse. There was no way for you to know what you know now. So if you don't remember anything else, remember that children don't protect themselves from danger. Let go and let God. No one else holds power over your mind, body, or spirit. It's taken a while for you to arrive at the sure footing of this knowledge. But it's a good place to be. This is your moment. It's good to be you. God willing, you have more living and loving and growing to do. Go live in your truth and walk in your light. Embrace this next chapter in your journey with anticipation that God will plant new dreams in the fertile soil of your heart. Love you times infinity, Rashona.
How proud are you of yourself?
I'm very proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've come a long way. A lot of cold nights.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And what she said there at the end is, but I am here today. And that is really at the core of her book. She's now a mother of a 5-year-old son. We did reach out to her aunt Sparkle, who said she is relieved that Rashona is in her healing journey. Sparkle also said this: any suggestion that I groomed, facilitated, or enabled harm to my niece is untrue and deeply painful. As for R.Kelly, who is currently serving sentences for 2 federal convictions, an attorney representing him told us they could not comment on specific allegations in the book without reading it. The attorney added that Kelly wishes Rashona success and peace at all levels.
That was Bo Britley said that. But anyway, I'm sorry I don't agree with her. She's lying. She just want money and still want money now. Let's see. I didn't say that. I'm reading Charlotte's comment. Yeah, that wasn't my comment, y'all. Because just in case somebody be like, "Oh, Sylvia, thinking," no, that's not me. That's Charlotte's comment, y'all, not Sylvia's. She said she deserved to be prophet. She deserved profit of her story. Okay. So, guys, we are doing the book in my members only. We're doing reaction to the chapters and stuff like that. So that's what we did tonight. And I felt that I needed to come back to just tell you guys what we heard, and also to share with you the interview she had on CBS today. in regard to her book coming out. Um, it's very hard because it's so many people, and I mean, Sparkle's still in denial, y'all. She's still in denial that she played a part of this. And if people are not going to be honest and transparent with what role they play, so it's never going to be any real true healing. It's never going to be real true healing in lives of individuals until everybody face what they did. You know what I'm saying? Everybody played a role. Everybody. The only person I see for not really being part of none of this stuff is the child. But the parents, definitely. Adult R.Kelly, definitely. I mean, it is what it is, y'all. We're supposed to be protecting these children. As parents, we're supposed to be stewards over our children, you know. And Charlotte, I know you said that you were taught about cleaning yourself, but wasn't taught to be clean for a man to be able to go down on you. Was that the purpose of them teaching you how to clean? She said it in the book. She said it in the book. The example she used. You learn to clean just to keep yourself clean, but Sparkle was teaching her so she could keep herself clean for a man. So even if she wants to profit, she deserves to profit. That's what Renette said. I don't know if I want to profit on my pain. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. It's just me. I don't know if I want to. I would want just healing and not, reminder of that money is being gained from that episode of my life that was not good. I don't know. I'm just talking about me personally. To relive that, no, I don't think so. That's just me. Everybody's different, so I'm just giving you where I stand on that. Now, if she's doing it for other people for their healing and to get it out on her, yeah. But just to say, okay, I want to make money off of my story, I don't think I want to do it that way. If that's the sole purpose of her writing a book is to make money off of it. Oh, definitely. She definitely is different. She's actually a victim. She's definitely a victim. She's definitely a victim. So, yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think of what you just heard, her interview and everything? I've been waiting on her book for real. I put in the order for I pre-ordered that book because I really wanted to hear her story. After hearing her on the stand, I'm telling you, I sat there and listened, and then I listened to them playing that the interaction with R.Kelly, how she was telling him to do this and do that. I'm like, who taught this child this? Who taught her this? Writing a book will help other victims, and she will have financial ability to care for herself. Essay is disabling. Mm-mm-mm. But you'd be surprised how many people in this world have been affected by essays. There's so many people who's been abused. As well as R. Kelly. He never got healing himself. He was sexually abused as well. The thing is, I don't understand how the world always want to help women, but they don't ever help the men that has gone through this. It's like a taboo. They don't want the men to heal from their abuse because he was abused as well. I think all parties need to be healed because sometimes abused individual become abusers later on if they don't get healing, and he never got healing. He never got therapy. He never dealt with his demons because that man used to do that thing to him. Abused. Men don't like to help themselves even. I wouldn't say men don't like to help themselves. I think a lot of them are afraid because people have this stigma against men. They don't feel men get abused. That's why they hide it. A lot of men hide their abuse. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many of them have been abused and they just keep it quiet. And I wouldn't say they don't like to get help. I just feel that they don't know how, and then the stigma that's being set upon them, especially if they've been abused by a male, then people look at them as being some sort of having homo tendency. They have tendency. They don't want people to know that a man touched them, and then they be fighting and say, "Hey, I'm not gay," and things like that. They don't want people to know a male affect, or even a woman, because most people they don't think a man could be abused by a woman, and they are. There are grown women who abuse boys. They be like, "Oh, can't no woman rape you?" Yeah, she can, especially if he say he doesn't want to do it, and you forcing him to do it. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people have been abused, both male and female. But it seemed like men. Sylvia, if she would have lied in the beginning, she got upset because she didn't answer his phone. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I talked about that. Yeah, she wanted the money. She did. But I think at that point she had already become accustomed to that lifestyle with him. She became, and once she got groomed, she was used to that. It wasn't right, but that's what happened. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's a tough topic, and everybody has their own experience with this topic, and it's one of those topics that you just have to respect others on the way they feel about it. Yeah. It's and nobody's wrong, y'all. Nobody's wrong. Everybody just see it a little bit different. Everybody sees it different. They handle it differently. Does it make them wrong? No, just the best way they know how to handle it. And until you get some healing and some tools to use to help you to get through it, because some people never get through this. Never. And if you walk in denial that it didn't happen or you're not affected by it, that's when it becomes really bad, because then you hurt other people. You hurt other people. Your relationship cannot be fully fulfilled. You never have a fulfilling relationship. I know people right now can't have a decent relationship with anybody because they're still dealing with that past trauma. Yeah, men definitely have been abused a lot. as much as women, definitely. But theirs is like so tabooish. Yeah. Such is life, y'all. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's not a pleasant topic. It's not a fun topic, but it's a topic that needs to be talked about. And there are people who comes in the channels really triggered, and I may say something and it just bothers them so bad. And I understand because I'm not in that same space that they are in. So I'm gonna read the transcript. I'm reading the transcript in my members. I'm doing all that in my membership along with the book. Yeah, I'm doing it in my membership next level. Yep, that's what where I'm doing it at. Yeah, and I'm gonna read her mom's testimony as well. Do you feel for whomever have essay? Yeah, I feel for him. I feel for her. I feel for all of them. And the thing is, I just have a issue with people not understanding where he's coming from as well. Yes, he's an abuser, but what happened? And I know people like, oh, he had money, he could have got healed and stuff. But if you're in denial, most of the time you are not going to try to go get some help if you're in denial. And people knew that he had that weakness. And what they do, fed that weakness. It's just my opinion, y'all. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. He definitely was abused as well by Mr. Whoever that man was. Remember that man that he lived not too far from, who was abusing him? He was being abused. And then his sister abused him. Remember that, y'all? His sister was abusing him. That man, you got male, female abusing you, and then what? You never got help, and then what? You become an abuser. Do you have the reading? Did you? Yeah, well, I got the transcript. Yeah, the landlord. Yep, the landlord was abusing him. And then he got mad because he found out his mom had gotten paid and she didn't show up for court. Remember that? So he suppressed all those feelings that he was having. And when he suppressed it, you see what happened. And I'm not making excuses for him. Absolutely not making excuses. But when you don't get healing, you become part of the problem. He was a moneymaker. He was a cash cow for those people. And Sylvia, so have you changed your mind too? What do you mean to have I changed my mind? What do you mean about that? My mind has never, I haven't changed my mind. I always said that the parents need to be good, part of the RICO. I didn't feel he's the only one that need to be there. But what do you mean my mind has changed? The part where when she got on that stand and I heard those recording and I heard her speak on that stand, I was like, wow, she has been through a lot. I was like, after then, I was like, my mind, I guess, yeah, you could say I changed my mind then. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I wasn't fully in support of this thing that I heard. I was definitely not. I was, mm-mm, mm-mm. I guess you could say I changed my mind. Yeah. I still feel he shouldn't have been the only one in Rico. I feel the parents should have some responsibility and be part of the Rico. But to say blindly that he did not play a part in the abuse of her, no. We can't walk around here and act like he didn't play a part in any of this, because he did. He did play a part in it. Had had Sparkle not brought the child in there in that den, she wouldn't have been abused, because he wasn't going to their house to do it. He didn't kidnap her, grab her out her house and say, "Hey, do this." No, he didn't do that. They brought it to him. Sparkle introduced her to him. Sparkle knew his appetite. She even said it. She even said he was with younger girls. I wonder why and how the dad continued to work with girls. Yeah, yeah, because even in the book, she talks about how the dad cried and stuff like that, and she went and lived with him. Everybody was getting their pocket filled. So I believe all those other girls. I know I didn't say that now, Charlotte. I did not say that. I said Rashona is the one I believe the most. When I heard her testimony and I heard the play in that recording, that is when I felt that the stuff that happened to her actually did happen. She was very convincing to me. Now, Lisa Van Allen, nah, she lied on the stand. Yeah, a lot of them did lie, but Rashona, I felt, I felt her. Definitely did. Van Allen, no, because Van Allen lied about her age. She said she was underage when she wasn't actually. She was actually 18 when the time. A couple of other ones lied. I'm not gonna say what the F are the others. What F is others if there is one? What are you talking about? Huh? I don't understand your question, Renette. You only need to believe one. Asking a question. It's not a question. It's a statement. You got a question mark on there. Well, usually when you have a question mark on there, it's a question. If you want to make a statement, put an exclamation mark there, not a question mark. It's not a question, it's a statement. A statement don't need a question mark. That's why I don't like these kind of topics because it gets emotional. Do you believe all other girls? One is enough for me. Okay, it's your statement. See, that's the thing. People get emotional, triggered for these questions. Everybody's okay to have their own opinion. You know that, right, Renette? You have yours, and other people have theirs. Oh, you're answering her question. Everybody gets triggered. Some people get triggered by this. I'm not emotional or triggered. Sorry, you misunderstood. You are. Your statements are. You are triggered and emotional in this because you've been affected by this. So of course you're gonna have a different stance than anybody else. It's okay. Sweet dreams, Sylvia. I'll catch you later. Okay, have a good one. Have a good one. One is enough. Why does there needs to be more than one? Well, other people have their different stance on it. Maybe they need to see more. One is enough for you, may not be enough for somebody else. It's just their opinion. And it's okay for them to have that opinion. I answered the question. I answered the question. I told you I didn't believe Lisa Van Allen. I didn't believe. Let's see who else. Who else I didn't believe? Yeah, I didn't believe some people. Don't throw my essay in my face just because I was open about it. Ain't nobody throwing nothing in your face. See, I told you, you're getting sensitive here. You're getting insensitive. You're triggered. Nobody throwing anything in your face. I was just saying your views are totally different from somebody else's views. Everybody has their views. You are triggered. The way you're talking, you're triggered. You may not recognize you're triggered because you're upset about it. You're questioning her thoughts about her saying, do I believe the others? I mean, that was a question she sent to me. And you're upset. Ain't nobody throwing anything in your face. Everybody sees this differently. Well, she didn't tag anyone on her question. No, she asked me the question. No. She asked Sylvia the question. And when she first put the question out, she asked me. And when she first put the question out, she asked me. She said, at Sylvia, so you have changed your mind too. That's what she said to me. She said, Sylvia, do you have she was talking to me. She said she asked me, did I change my mind? Then she says that did I believe the other women? And then she turned around and says, I was asking a question to Sylvia. She did ask me. Oh my G, OMG, goodness, it's okay. That wasn't the question I responded to. I told you, y'all, this is one of those topics. And nobody's wrong. Everybody's dealing from their own personal experience. Nobody's wrong. Everybody's entitled to how they feel. Everybody's entitled to how they feel. Just my opinion is just my opinion. Renee, I thought you said you was going to leave. I thought you said good night. You said sweet dreams a few minutes ago. You still in here. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to let this go. Because we're not going anywhere. It's going to keep going round and round and round and round. I kept talking to you. No, I wasn't talking to you. That wasn't to you. I was talking to Charlotte. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Oh, my God. I was talking to Charlotte. Oh, my goodness. I got to say, Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte. I'm talking to you. I was talking to Charlotte, Charlotte. Mm-mm-mm. Everybody in the chat just watching us. Charlotte. Let me. I gotta say your name, Charlotte. I'm gonna get upset about someone I don't know. I'm not gonna get upset about someone I don't know. But back to your, I did answer your question, right, Charlotte? You understood my answer, right? I told you when she got on the stand, I definitely felt her testimony. I really felt, what she was going on. I tell you, that's when my whole mindset was like, okay. Sylvia, can we still have a what? Can we still have a what? You laugh, Sylvia. We can still have a. Yeah, I'm cozy in bed too. I'm cozy in bed. Get ready for my little doctor's appointment. I'm at the point now I only could drink water now because they're gonna be drawing stupid blood from me. Oh, they're gonna be blowing blood. I hope I drank enough water for them to get the blood out, man, because they'd be like sticking me and sticking me and sticking me. I've been drinking water. Hope, but I know I'm gonna have to keep going to the bathroom tonight. Try to drink some water. I've been drinking all day. I've been drinking a whole bunch of water all day. I know tonight's gonna be terrible, but they told me I have to keep drinking. That's it. Oh, you said my name? Yeah, I gotta say your name too. Charlotte. 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 Yeah, I gotta drink a lot of water. Let me get a screenshot. LOL. Get a screenshot of what? What you gonna get a screenshot? Slim Bones. Slim and Bones. Get a screenshot of what? I gotta get me some. I gotta get up and go downstairs, give me some more water because I don't think I have enough water to drink. Seems like I just keep peeing it out. But I want to make sure my veins and stuff is like well watered because I have to make sure for them to see these veins. Yeah, go to bed. Listen to the reading was the end of the book. Listen to the reading was the end of the book. Good night. Good night, Slim and Bones. I'm gonna go back to bed now. It says listen to the reading. Was that the end of the book? No, we're still in the doing the book. We still got a couple of chapters to go. It's 26 chapters in the book. We're at chapter 11. We're at chapter 11. We're doing it in members only. I'm going to get off this live. I'm going to listen to this all night prayer while I'm going to play it while I'm sleeping. So I get some Holy Ghost in me. But guys, it's been wonderful. It's been real. I'm about to take my butt on to bed. Again, that is my reaction to the book. Charlotte, what you laughing at me for? What are you laughing at me for? I gotta go downstairs and go get me some more water. Water. All right, good night, good people. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Night, night.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me. We laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night.